The house was already warm when I arrived, too warm for December. Laughter leaked through the door before I touched the handle, high, careless, unearned. I stepped inside without announcing myself, coat still on, breath fogging briefly in the hallway mirror. Pine and sugar and alcohol hung in the air. Christmas had been over-prepared, like guilt. I heard her voice from the kitchen, soft, excited. "I'm 3 weeks pregnant," she said. A pause. Someone laughed. "For my boss," she added, like it was a promotion. "He's about to be a father." The room didn't explode. No gasps, no silence, just murmurs. Approval, maybe. Shock disguised as politeness. My hands didn't shake. That surprised me. I stood there, unseen, listening to my life reassemble itself into something unrecognizable. The word boss echoed. Not a name, not yet, just a role, power with a salary. I didn't go in. I didn't interrupt. I backed away the way you leave a crime scene you didn't commit but will be blamed for. Quietly, precisely. The door closed behind me with a click that felt ceremonial. Outside, the cold finally found me. I sat in the car and let the engine idle. Christmas lights blinked across the street, red, green, meaningless. Somewhere inside that house, my wife was smiling. I watched my breath fade against the windshield and realized something simple. This wasn't heartbreak. This was information. On the drive home, my mind refused to scream. It cataloged. 3 weeks pregnant. That meant dates. It meant calendars I had memorized without knowing why. Business trips, late nights she'd explained with tired eyes and rehearsed sighs. The boss she mentioned too often, then not at all. I remembered the first time she stopped looking at me when she talked, the second phone, the way she'd flinch when I touched her stomach in bed, as if it already belonged to someone else. I parked in our driveway and sat there longer than necessary. The house I paid for, the silence I maintained, the marriage I thought was built on shared exhaustion and deferred joy. I didn't feel betrayed yet. I felt edited, like my role had been reduced without my consent. Inside, nothing looked disturbed. Her mug by the sink, the blanket folded the way I liked, evidence of a life that had been running parallel to mine, close enough to touch, but never intersect. I poured a drink and didn't taste it. The question wasn't if, it was how long, and why she thought I wouldn't notice. I became careful. Careful is different from paranoid. Careful is surgical. I checked phone records at work during lunch, scrolling through numbers I pretended not to recognize. One repeated often enough to feel intentional. I didn't call it, not yet. Knowledge ripens when left alone. I watched her routines tighten, the gym at odd hours, the sudden interest in prenatal vitamins, the way she practiced sadness in the mirror, as if rehearsing for when I finally found out. I ordered a DNA test under my name and hid it behind tax documents she'd never touch. I didn't confront her. I didn't change my tone. I asked about her day and listened to the lies improve. At night, she slept easily. I didn't. I lay there counting the distance between us in inches and decisions, planning, not revenge, clarity. I wanted the truth clean, undeniable. I wanted her to see it arrive before I said a word. The waiting didn't hurt. It sharpened. The envelope came on a Thursday, plain, unapologetic. I opened it at the kitchen table while she was at work, sunlight cutting the room into honest shapes. The results were definitive, clinical. They didn't accuse, they concluded. Probability of paternity, 0%. I folded the paper once, then again. When she came home, I didn't look up. I slid the envelope across the table like a receipt. "What's this?" she asked. "Read it." The sound she made wasn't a sob. It was structural, like something inside her had collapsed under its own weight. She tried to speak, failed, tried again. I watched her realize I had known before she told me, that I had been listening that night, that her secret had been loud. I stayed still. "I already spoke to him," I said calmly. Her head snapped up. "Your boss. He confirmed everything, thought I deserved to know. I paused. He also thought you told me. That was the cruelty. Precision over volume. Her face rearranged itself into panic, then calculation, then something close to pleading. She reached for me. I stood. "I'm not angry," I said. "I'm done." I handed her a folder. Inside, copies of the test, the phone records, the mortgage documents. Only my name. I had planned quietly, efficiently. The house was mine. The silence would be hers. "You thought I wouldn't amount to much," I continued, surprising myself with the echo of an older wound. "You were wrong. I amounted to someone who pays attention." I walked out while she was still trying to breathe. I don't think about her anymore. I think about accuracy, about how truth, when delivered without emotion, becomes a mirror no one can smash. I didn't win. I didn't lose. I removed myself from a story that required my blindness to function. Christmas comes and goes now without ceremony. So does trust. Some people mistake calm for weakness. They learn too late that it's just control perfected. The last thing I felt wasn't pain. It was relief, and it was permanent.